JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, male patient taken from Conroe Regional Hospital by cronies. The police were called to the Conroe Regional Hospital in St. James this morning after several men turned up to demand the release of a male patient. It is reported that approximately 15 persons converged on the accident and emergency unit, demanding the release of 25-year-old Tyrone Broomfield, a resident of Mafuta and Mount Horeb in the parish. His family and friends state that he was not suffering from a medical condition, but was rather infected by demons. While trying to remove him, hospital security denied them access. The police were summoned and the patient was released to his mother. Hospital personnel and the police say there were no injuries. The police say no guns were brandished during the incident and refuted claims that there was a standoff. Meanwhile, senior medical officer at the Conroe Regional Hospital, Dr. Derek Harvey, said too there was no record of guns being drawn during the impasse. Harvey also refuted reports that the nursing staff walked off the job over the incident, but he admitted that the team was shaken up. Word on the street is that gunmen were here, but from speaking to the staff who were there was no report of anyone pulling a weapon on anyone there, he said. Protocol would have been followed, and that means that the local security would have been present, and they would have also have called upon the Jamaica Constabulary Force for assistance in the matter, he added. Police named person of
this morning, there was a patient from a Mafuta district in St. James who was admitted at the Conroe Regional Hospital with a medical condition. He was restrained based on his behavior by the medical team and was being treated. However, his relatives might have been of the view that the issue that he was suffering from was not medical but was spiritual, and proceeded to release the restraint and became boisterous with the medical team, indicating that they want him to be released from the hospital. As a result of that, the medical team, I was advised, decided to release the patient in the custody of his mother and have his mother sign a release form, and thereafter they left with him. Police responded to a complaint, and upon the arrival of the police, the medical team, I was advised, briefed the police, after which the police left the location to carry out further inquiries. There was no confrontation between police and any gunman at that location, and there was, for that matter, no confrontation between police and the family members. The gentleman is a former taxi operator and from all indication was never part of any gang and has never been involved in any confrontation with the police. As it is right now, we are looking at the situation to see what next the police can do to intervene in the man's condition, because the medical team are of the view that he has a medical condition and not a spiritual condition, as we call Obia.
Interest in UK residents' murder. Detectives assigned to the Halfway Tree Criminal Investigations Branch are probing the circumstances surrounding the killing of 29-year-old Safia Davey, a Jamaican who resided in the United Kingdom. Davey was murdered on Graydon Avenue, Kingston 10 on Monday morning. Reports are that about 11:30 a.m., a property manager at the premises found Davey inside a bathroom and summoned the police. On arrival of the lawmen, her body was seen lying face down in blood. The scene was processed and her body removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem. Meanwhile, detectives are seeking the assistance of the public in locating Leighton Delahaye of James Hill District, Clarendon, as a person of interest in relation to the murder. Delahaye is asked to immediately report to the Halfway Tree CIB. Murders rise by 1.8% from January 1 to April 21, say JCF. According to the latest police crime statistics, 446 people were murdered in Jamaica up to April 21, 2022. This is 8 more homicides, or a 1.8% increase when compared with the corresponding period last year. The St. James Police Division leads the murder count with 76 cases, a 49% increase compared to the 51 homicides reported in the division up to April 21 last year. Westmoreland followed with 46 killings this year, or 18 more cases when compared to the same period last year, while the St. Catherine North Division recorded 40 homicides. However, St. Mary had the highest percentage increase in murders, with 1,500% rise. There were 16 murders committed in the parish this year, compared with 1 for the corresponding period in 2021. Portland is the least murderous parish in 2022, having recorded 4 murders so far this year. The data revealed also that murders were down in 8 of the 19 police divisions. Those with reductions are Kingston Central, down 57.7%, St. Andrew South, down 41.7%, Clarendon, down 39.3%, St. Catherine South, down 33.3%, Kingston Eastern, down 28%, Kingston Western, down 23.5%, St. Anne, down 17.6%, and St. Andrew Central, down 8.3%. The Jamaica Constabulary Force's Serious Crimes Report also showed that there was a decrease in the number of shooting incidents as of last Thursday. There were 354 cases of shootings over the period under review, compared to 394 for the same period last year, which represented a decrease of 10.2%. In the meantime, declines have been recorded in cases of rapes and robberies. Some 127 rapes were recorded up to April 21 this year, down from the 157 observed in the corresponding period last year, representing a reduction of 30 cases, or 19.1%. Robberies saw a 9.4% decrease, with 280 incidents this year compared to 309 in 2021. However, there was a 6.2% increase in the incidence of break-ins this year. The data showed that 292 cases were recorded, compared to 275 last year. Amid the increase in killings nationally, the total number of serious and violent crimes committed so far this year has declined by 4.7%. A total of 1,499 serious and violent crimes were reported up to April 21, when compared to 1,573 incidents reported for the corresponding period in 2021. 38-year-old taxi operator killed in St. Elizabeth crash. A 38-year-old taxi operator died as a result of injuries he sustained in a crash in Black River, St. Elizabeth on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as Max Graham, a resident of Barbary Hall in the parish. A report from the Constabulary Communications Unit said about 12:02 a.m., Graham was driving on the Crane Main Road when he lost control of his Toyota motor vehicle, resulting in it overturning. Graham was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police extortion trial begins with cabby sex worker saga at center. The trial of 3 policemen accused of extorting a taxi man of $50,000 after allegedly videotaping him engaging in what appeared to be a sexual act with a male sex worker started on Monday in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. The accused, Corporal Trevor Small and Constables Jason Harris and Andrew Parchment, who were assigned to the Halfway Tree Police Station, are being tried on charges of misconduct in a public office and breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act. The main witness started his evidence-in-chief before Chief Parish Judge Chester Crooks, but it has been done in camera, reportedly on the request of the cabbie. The defense, however, had objected, but the judge ruled that the 2 main witnesses, including the male prostitute, are to give their evidence out of the hearing of the public and the press. The charges against the lawmen arose out of an incident that reportedly occurred on the night of July 31, 2019, in a parking lot in New Kingston. According to the taxi man in his statement, on the day in question, about 8 p.m., he was in a St. Andrew community when he was approached by the accused. The policeman reportedly told him they are aware that he was operating an illegal taxi and asked him what he could do for himself. The taximan claimed he told the policeman that he would have to continue working to accumulate the money, and they left. About 11 p.m., the taximan reportedly got a call from one of the policemen asking him to meet them. He complied, and the policemen reportedly transported him to a New Kingston parking lot where they demanded that he pay them $50,000. According to the cabbie, who claimed he did not have that sum, a cop called a gay sex worker who was passing and instructed him to put a condom on the taximan's organ. It is alleged that the policeman recorded the act and ordered the cab driver to pay them or they would release the video. The taximan, in his statement, further claimed that he told them that he needed to go home for the money but could only find $3,000. As a result, he said the policeman put him back in the car, but he escaped and reported the matter. The 3 accused were subsequently arrested and charged following a ruling from the Director of Public Prosecutions. They have, however, denied the allegations and are maintaining that the cab driver concocted the story after they caught him in a compromising position with the male sex worker. A closed-circuit television recording that was captured on the night of the incident and was played on Monday in the trial showed the taximan, however, arriving at the location on his own at 4:18 a.m. and the cops pulling up 5 minutes later. The main witness is expected to be cross-examined by the defense attorneys today when the trial resumes. Attorney-at-law Christopher Townsend is representing Small, while Shane Williams is representing Parchment. Harris is being represented by John Jacobs. Mackenzie urges Denham Town to repair image and mend relationship with security forces. Kingston Western Member of Parliament, MP Desmond Mackenzie, has expressed concern over the frayed relationship between his constituents and the security forces, which degenerated further last week as Denham Town erupted in a fiery protest following the shooting death of Orrin Glenn by a soldier. According to the police, Glenn was shot 2 Saturdays ago after he reportedly emptied the contents of a beer bottle on soldiers as they tried to search 4 men while on foot patrol. When they tried to accost Glenn, he reportedly attempted to disarm a soldier and was shot 4 times. The residents have challenged that account, stating that the 32-year-old was killed in cold blood. Tension has been high in the community since then, and last week, residents staged 2 days of protest, blocking sections of Charles Street, North Street and Spanish Town Road. Speaking at an awards ceremony for 28 Denham Town beneficiaries of the Jamaica Social Investment Fund's Integrated Community Development Project Phase 2 last Friday, Mackenzie lamented the breakdown in the relationship. "Last week wasn't a good time for West Kingston," said a Member of Parliament, calling for mutual respect to be re-established between civilians and the security forces. Mackenzie said that after also seeing a widely circulated video of a young man kicking a member of the Jamaica Defence Force within the constituency, it was clear that there was a need for intervention. "I want to say to my constituency, if there is a case where the community feels as if justice was not done in the correct way, there is a mechanism in place to raise those concerns," he said as he condemned the actions. He noted that residents have been cooperating with the Independent Commission of Investigations, which is investigating the circumstances surrounding Glenn's death. "A life has been lost. You can't replace that life, but we must become more responsible and respectful to members of security forces," he said. The Member of Parliament noted that respect was a two-way street, also calling on the military and the police personnel to treat citizens with civility and professionalism. He noted that there was much work to be done to repair the reputation of Denham Town, which has a history of violence and has been blanketed by a zone of special operations for almost 5 years. Mackenzie urged citizens to conduct their protests peacefully and within the boundary of the law if they choose to exercise that right. "I am not afraid. I will never be afraid to call out those who are making the lives of many people within this constituency miserable. I'll support the efforts to bring an end to that level of vulgarity within this constituency, but I will also not support any attack on our security forces," he stressed. "We have been through a lot in this constituency, and I believe the time has come that we must now take a different approach to how we do things." Mackenzie, who is also Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, reaffirmed his commitment to working with Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, Commander of the Kingston Western Police Division, to guarantee effective policing in the area with minimal conflicts. "Whatever it takes, I'm committed, and I'm asking you, the residents of Denham Town and the entire constituency, to join me to repair the damage that was created last week," he added. 49 new COVID-19 cases in Jamaica, 1 death reported. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 49 new COVID-19 cases and 1 death on Monday, April 25, bringing the infection total to 129,681 and total deaths to 2,949. The new cases comprise 24 females and 25 males, with ages ranging from 1 day to 108 years. The cases were recorded in St. James 12, Kingston and St. Andrew 9, Westmoreland 7, St. Anne 6, St. Catherine 5, Clarendon 3, Hanover 3, Trelawney 3, and Portland 1. The deceased is a 48-year-old female from St. Catherine, whose case was previously under investigation. There were 76 recoveries in the last 24 hours, bringing the total to 83,144. Currently, 20 people are hospitalized, 5 of whom are moderately ill and 1 critically ill. Jamaica's positivity rate for the latest round of testing is 12.3%. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.